if you don't create leaders that can win on the field. And a lot of us have creating weak people underneath us because we just won't take charge of their life and help them do what they said they want to do. I want to take responsibility for that because I want to win. I want to win a coach. You know, a lot of people, some of you are sitting in this room tonight. You're still outside the stadium at Beachbody looking at everything going on, trying to figure it out. And some of you already bought a ticket and you're sitting in the stands and you're still looking at the field, trying to figure it out there. What's going on out there? Well, I can see that person making a lot of money. They're doing well. And they go to this, and you're back at Summit last year. You'll be back there this year, and nothing's changing. And now some of you have made it as far as the bench. And you're sitting on the bench watching the players play. Right? Well, my thing for you tonight and your thing moving forward this year, the rest of 2010 and 2011, is get on the field and get in the game. Maybe for the first time for some of you. It's like draw the line and step over and say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Let me tell you about this business. If you're not building it, it sucks. It eats your heart out, it eats your gut out, you're embarrassed when you're around people, you look in the mirror every day, you don't feel good about yourself, and when you're building it, dude, you can kick anybody's butt because you feel so good about yourself because you're doing it every day. You got your 10 things, you're out there building them, you're doing them every day, and you cross them off your list, and you go, I'm getting this thing, I'm taking control of this thing. But it's all a decision on us. That's what I love about this business. You know, if you're struggling, look in the mirror. If your business isn't growing, look in the mirror. There's no place else to look. It's all about us building our business, right? It's you who has to build it. You can't blame anybody for not being where you're supposed to be. All of you tonight, where you are in this business, is exactly where you should be. Exactly where you belong for what you've done. And I know when I leave, Derek could probably say, well, some of the people really don't want you coming back again. I'm okay with that. Okay? I'm okay with that. But I'm just telling you how it is because I built a gigantic business. And I didn't do it wasting time with people with no dreams. I didn't do it wasting time with people that are sucking life out of me, trying to get me to motivate them every time I was around them. Because it doesn't work that way. I guarantee you, Derek doesn't need to be motivated by his upline. He needs to be encouraged and believed in. Chris, Aaron, the people that are here, Danis, Jim, the ones that want to build a business, you don't need to motivate me. Just tell me what I need to do and encourage me because I'm going to get it done. It's my dream. I'm going after it for me. Because man, I know I've seen that thing. I know what I need to do with my life. I'm tired of working for someone else. I'm tired of building their dreams. I'm tired of missing my kids' games. I'm tired of my wife working when she shouldn't have to work. I'm done with it. Sick of it, tired. I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. And that was me. You know what? I looked at my bills. I had bills stacked this high, $250,000 in debt. And on the other side of as I sat at my desk, my other side was my list of names. And every night when I had to call people to show my business to, I'd sit there and look at those bills and look at them, look at the bills and think, dude, you're going to win or you're going to win. Right? Seriously, you know, I'm either going to sit there and, you know, the bills are going to kick my butt or I'm going to go out and face whatever people want to say to me when I show my business to them. And I chose that. And I was broke. You know how I paid my bills? I drew a circle on the ground, I'd throw up a bill and whatever landed, they got paid. Seriously. I remember calling the credit card company, they said, oh, we didn't make the circle this month. They said, no. They didn't. But it's true. I mean, I'm really broke. You know, and I'll tell you something about women that are broke, man. They're mean. No, I'm not putting them down. They're just, you get $100,000 in a bank account and keep it there all the time and it never gets less than that, their whole attitude. I just want you to know that. Guys, you're the same way too, not just me. All right, but the thing is, we've got to decide. And so, if I'm going to work with Jim, we're going to set up a high standard. We're going to put the bar here. And I'm not going to lower it for you, Jim, until you tell me you want me to. And most winners don't lower the bar for me. It's like some of you have accountability calls, right? And what do we do with these accountability calls? We start out really strong. Okay, you're going to have to do 2 exposures a day. Like, that's a big deal. Okay, you got to do 2 exposures a day, right? And then you got to do this much a week. And then your people start calling in weekly. And all of a sudden, they say, well, I kind of had a bad week. Got a stomach ache for a day and a half. Really couldn't do my exposure. You said, that's okay. No big deal. So pretty soon we've watered down this accountability group so weak that it's just disgusting, right? And you're going, oh my gosh, this is like sad. Right? Don't put me on that accountability group. If you're going to give me a standard, if it's this, then tell me what it is. And you know, I know where the goal line is. You don't get a point when you land on the 1-yard line. There's no touchdown, right? None. You know, you win by crossing the line. And so many of us, you know, we start out with this standard and all of a sudden we start chipping it down. Because people in our group just, you know what you're doing when you're doing that? You're weakening your group. You're making them so darn weak because you keep lowering it to try to get them to get lower. I don't want to be a leader like that. If I'm Jim's coach, I'm going to say, Jim, you told me what you want. Here's the standard. We're going to run hard. Here's what you can expect from me. Here's what I expect from you. And I guarantee you, your first 30 days, I'll outwork you in your business. I'll spend more time, more money, and more effort than you even will. But I'm willing to do that for you, as long as you learn from what I teach you. When I was a police officer, I went through the police academy, and you go through every situation. Sniper situation, hostage situation. The only difference is you're doing it in like MGM theaters where there's all fake houses. Excuse me, and you've got no bullets in your gun. You don't have to wear a bulletproof vest. Everything's safe. Well, the first night when I went to work as a cop, I got my bulletproof vest on, pulled the real bullets in my gun, got in my car. I had a 30-year-old training officer. He kind of starts to back the car out, takes it about 10 feet, stops it, puts it in park, and here's what he says to me. You have two choices. If you do everything I tell you to do the next 6 months, you're going to be alive. If you don't, you're going to die. Well, that's not like something you need to call somebody about and get counseling. It's not like you have to call somebody, Jim, this is what he's telling me. What do you think I ought to do, right? It wasn't a question for me, right? So in this business, obviously it's not as dramatic as that, but in this business, it's the same way. If you'll do what I teach you to do, you're going to grow. You will have a successful business. And all you got to do is tell me that's what you want and what we need to do moving forward. So we set up those expectations. Okay, so here's what I tell Jim. I'm going to create accountability with him. Why do I do that? Because I want to know what he's doing. Accountability for him is for him and for me. Listen to this, this is really important. Every time you talk to someone in your downline, you need to give them a takeaway that they have to report back to you on. Every single time. Okay. If I talk to Dana and I were talking about our business, I say, hey, Dana, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go out and do 4 exposures, journal them, call me back after you do it, and let me know how they went. I'm giving her a takeaway to do. Why am I doing that? Because I want to know if she's doing it. If she does, what is she telling me? I'm serious. I want to grow in the business. If she doesn't have a takeaway, how do I know what she's doing? So there's a constant accountability with your downline. Just like you need constant accountability with an upline. That's the mentor. Somebody that you can get information from, right? And so what I'm going to do with Jim is here's what we're going to do our first week in the business. We're going to make we're going to make a list of new coaches, friends, prospects, who they think would be most successful. We're going to do that the first night we're together. By the next time we meet, you'll have 100 names on the list. Set up a time to meet with coach's top contact. Okay, we talked about that. Establish the coach's first grand opening party 10 to 12 days out, and after that they'll have the first coaches signed up. If I sponsor Jim on a Friday, I don't do a party for about 10 to 12 days because I want to create activity. Right? I want to help him get some people to come to that home meeting. Right? And the way he's going to do it is I'm going to show the business to some of the people. Some of them are going to come. I'm going to show the business for some of them, and some of them are going to come. And that way, I'm going to make sure that when I show up next Saturday at 4 o'clock, we have people there. Right? That's important. How many of you have told someone, hey, invite a bunch of people to your house, I'll be there at 4 o'clock on Saturday. You show up and nobody's there. Because they called a few, they couldn't come, and you show up and you've wasted an entire day. I'm not going to allow that to happen because Jim and I are going to get the home party put together. I'm going to help them make the calls. I'm going to help them get the people there, so we're going to have a successful meeting. But I'm going to put it out a few days so that I can create activity before that meeting. Okay. Order Shakeology Home Direct if the coach has not already ordered it. Okay. If I'm working with Jim, it's really not an option for him to be on Shakeology Direct. And let me tell you why. Because I tell Jim, I don't want to go out and show this presentation next Tuesday to 4 of your friends and have them, and we talk about Shakeology and the power of the product, and have them look at you, Jim, and say, hey, what do you think of that product, Jim? And you say, well, I'm not really on it. Because number one, what you've done is you just lost my credibility and yours. Because if you're not on the product in this business, you will not build it. Because the product is volume. You want to make money. It's moved because it's a great product. $1 million a week right now of Shakeology we're selling. $1 million a week. When I started working with Beachbody 6 months ago, it was $500,000. It's doubled in 6 months. Right? The product's phenomenal. But if he's not going to be on it, how can I get the people that we work with to believe in it? I won't. And I said the second reason why you need to be on it because you'll never have the energy to keep up with me if you're not. Trust me, because I am. Right? So you need to be on it for those 2 reasons. All right, again, that's posture. Establish I'm sorry? Oh, thank you so much. I'm losing my voice here. Okay, the next one, establish a business name and business cards made. Okay, I put Vistaprints. Don't worry about that. You don't need to think about where you get your cards. But the point is, I would have, if I was you guys, I would have 2 business cards. I would have my business card that was just, I had all my Beachbody stuff on it, your logos, your P90X, whatever. I would also have a generic business card. For me, it would say Holiday Consulting International. Even if I was a Beachbody coach, my business card would say Holiday Consulting. Because when someone says to me, what do you do? I said, I own my own marketing company. It's my company. I own it. Right? It's like if I was wearing a P90X hat and somebody says, oh, P90X, I know what that is. He said, what do you do with that? And I said, oh, it's one of the products I moved through my company. Because it is. Right? It's one of the products I moved through my company that I own. And so what this helps you do is take ownership